Hello guys, welcome to the stream. This will be a massive stream for Crypto Trends 2024. So we're going to go over the major narratives from L1s to different things like memes, social, gaming, infrastructure, NFTs, DeFi, the change of DeFi, the new generation of decentralized exchanges, AI, RWAs, DePIN, and basically we're going to have a look at different projects. Nothing here is financial advice. I have to just say this is all for the educational purpose. So projects that will be listed here are not the recommendation to buy. You also should do research. You also should think about the ideal entry point for some of them, because some of them are already a pretty high valuation. Some of them, of course, are dipping, but it's for you to decide whether you want to enter right now or not. Let me just check whether everything is fine also for the stream and see that people can join easily, and then we're going to go with the first category, and I'll be going through different stuff one by one, so that you can also note everything, and everything will be in a form of the text later on, so it will be easy to access right now. So I think everything is fine. It looks like people can join here and basically start writing. I'm just gonna write the first message, hi, and if you are there and you want to jump into the stream, please do. We're going to go through everything here in this stream. So this is it. Let's get started with some of the couple of things I wanted to start with. So first of all, there was a text already that I did for Top Crypto for 2024 on my blog post. If you go to pccrypto.co, you can find Top Crypto, and some of that I want to update some of that because there were many different changes, or at least comment on different stuff here. So first of all, I also went with different categories. So you can find, for example, top L1 coins, and you have on the list Solana, Injective, Say, Rune, Kujira, Torchain, and Celestia. So all those were in the top six, and of course we have Ethereum and Bitcoin. I have to mention that that's not mentioned really here, but that was pretty much obvious to me at that point, and it's still pretty much obvious. So we're going to go through that. I just wanted to scroll through the text first to give you a glimpse at what's coming, because you have gaming coins. There will be also more here. For example, Bytes is not mentioned. That's coming from Alex Becker. That's worth mentioning. There's also the category of DeFi coins, but I want to mention much more here, especially RabbitX is not mentioned here, and we're going to talk about Hyperliquid, an exchange as well. That's definitely worth having a look at. Now, top oracles that will be coming to the infrastructure place. You have Pipe Network and Chainlink, but there's also Filecoin for storage and a bunch of other things that are worth mentioning. For RWAs, we'll be talking about Canto and Soil and TokenFi. Those are the top three here. And then there's the whole category of AI coins, which is very close to me because I still do quite a lot of AI projects and really enjoy the developments and the recent developments. So I'm really looking forward to the integration of AI within crypto, within blockchains. And here there are a couple of contenders for the top spot, but still I think the place for the leader is to be taken. Right now that's probably BitTensor, Fetch AI, and Render. They are doing the best work here, but also Akash Network is doing pretty fine. SingularityNet is existing for already quite some time. PAL AI is doing amazing work. And from the smaller projects, we have Imagine AI, image generation AI, and they keep on updating their models. And also the big feature here is that they have uncensored models. Meme coin category, I was discussing that in the previous stream, so I'll be coming back to that just to give you the overview, because I was discussing Solana meme coins. That's the main category, but of course we have Pepe, Bitcoin, so Harry Potter, Obama, Sonic 10, Inu coin here in this category for the Ethereum, and there are other also meme coins on other chains that are coming, for example on Injective, on different L2s like Avalanche, and there are many different stuff that are happening. You can have a look here at the previous list. So we had Pepe and Bong, those are the clear leaders of this category. Currently, that was at the time of writing, Bonk was at the $300 million market cap. It then went basically like 8x to $2 billion, and Pepe went from well, basically it's at pretty much the same market cap right now, and of course we had Myro doing a 10x run from that time, Grok, GFI, Bitcoin, so Harry Potter, Obama, Sonic 10, Inu, but the ticker is Bitcoin. It should be Bitcoin here, and we have Voyak. Now, the category that is coming somewhat here in this is, of course, the category of different ordinals coins. So that's what's happening on Bitcoin. And there are different coins here. I mostly want to give you a look onto ORDI and SATS. And STX is for layer 2 for Bitcoin. So I'll be discussing that in the L2 category as well. Now, top crypto exchanges, those are the centralized exchanges that I usually recommend, so Maxi, Gate.io, Kucoin, and Bybit. But of course, we have the centralized category as well. Now, this is it for the quick overview. Now we'll be going one by one through the categories and through different lists, and I'll be also showing you what's happening here. So we'll be going back to crypto trends. We'll be starting with L1 coins, and basically we'll be going with that category. Maybe let's do that heading, and I'm going to add the table. And this will be name, ticker, and probably market cap. We'll be looking at different market caps of different coins, so it's worth maybe some kind of a note, or yeah, if needed. But basically this will be it. Now this is the sum of the coins, but of course we'll be going to start with Bitcoin, Ethereum, and we're going to have a look at a bunch of those other coins as well. So the top three is definitely right now Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana. There's no doubt about it. Other L1s are interesting for different reasons. So for example, Injective is a DeFi oriented L1 blockchain, but to be honest, in the general category, we have Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, and there are different runners up. So for example, I haven't mentioned here, but other interesting coins or chains here are, for example, Aptos, Sui. So those are the similar chains that are coming. And they already launched the mainnet, and they are doing interesting stuff as well. So we'll be going after that. Let's now go to CoinGecko. So basically, this is what I wanted to go through. There are different L1s here and different categories that you can go through and basically check them out. So for example, I haven't mentioned really Binance Smart Chain. I think because of different problems with Binance and basically people are basically jumping still to Solana. It's hard to tell this will be a trend in 2024. It's still a solid coin. Same goes for Cardano. So this is L1 being built for the longer time. I don't think there will be a catalyst for Cardano unless they manage to, for example, grab attention with different meme coins, NFTs, and so on. So this is what I haven't mentioned. Also, Tron is a copy of Ethereum to a certain extent. The interesting part, of course, is that on Tron, you have the most USDT being issued, so the most stable coins, and a lot of transactions for USDT is going on Tron. However, apart from stablecoin volume, you don't really see much of the action on Tron, and most of the innovations are going on Bitcoin, Ethereum, or Solana right now, or you have smaller chains. Also, in this category, what's missing and what I haven't mentioned is Polkadot. So Polkadot is basically a little bit losing to the Cosmos ecosystem right now. So I definitely should mention Cosmos here in L1 coins. So you have definitely Atom. And that should actually go in the spot number 4 here. And the reason for that is, even though Atom is not doing much when it comes to the action, I'm going to give you the action of Atom in a moment. So let's have a look at the Atom action. So basically you have $3.7 billion market cap right now, and if you look by the recent months, you can see basically that, well, it did a little bit of things, but it's between $2 to $4 billion market cap. So it did 2x. It didn't do any crazy runs like Solana, but it's a solid coin because you have the entire ecosystem of different chains being built with Cosmos. And such examples such as Injective or, for example, Kanto, which I'm a fan of, are all coming from the Cosmos ecosystem. So it's definitely worth mentioning here. I'm going to put here $3.7 billion for the comparison, and we can go back to the list. You have, for example, Injective on this list. You have Near protocol. Near is going more into the enterprise blockchains. So that might be interesting. And then you have things like Hedera Kaspa, Algorand, which is also going enterprise blockchains, Sweep, Phantom. Probably I should mention Phantom as well in the other interesting chains because Andre Cronje is working on that, and people are basically flocking to some of his great ideas, and there might be still a run for Phantom at some point, so at least it's worth having a look at what's happening with Phantom. However, when you look at Twitter and when you look at what people are really mentioning, those are the coins here that you usually take a look at. So I'm going also to mention Celestia, Tia here on the list, and the reasons for that is, so they did an airdrop and people are still mostly holding the airdrop. There was a huge run, so if you look at the run of the Celestia, you're going to see that well, they keep on they have a $2.7 billion market cap right now, so that's pretty substantial. And they are the pioneers of this modular approach to blockchains, which is supposed to be even more interconnected with other blockchains, the more faster, scalable, and so on. So there's the new narrative going within the L1s of modularity. So I'm going to mention that modularity here. Cosmos Hub is what's driving the price. This is going for cheapness and cheap and fast. This is OG, and this is OG smart contracts. Basically, this is the reason for Ethereum basically to have its status, and has status, and basically it's not going to change anytime soon. Bitcoin is of course the OG blockchain, and Ethereum is OG smart contract blockchain. So let's have a look at different market caps here. You can have a look. So Bitcoin is $810 billion. We have Ethereum at 297, and then there's Solana at 40, almost 41, $41 billion market cap. So this is where the action is currently right now. I'm going also to mention probably, yeah, let's put here Injective, Inch. Let's add say, and have a look at also Thorchain, Rune, and Kujira, Kuji. So those are the L1 coins that are worth having a look at right now. There are also, of course, these other interesting chains, Aptos, Sui, Phantom, that I'm having a look at often. But basically in the L1 category, this is it. And if I were to look at the trends, basically the action will be, first of all, we have on Bitcoin different innovations. So you have ordinals, that was a huge break. People were starting to trade different NFTs and then different meme coins on Bitcoin itself. Of course, the fees are pretty high, but for different Bitcoin maximalists that might be a place to spend their Bitcoin, and this might boost the entire Bitcoin economy. And also, so with Bitcoin ETF, I'm pretty confident when it comes to Bitcoin. Of course, there won't be like crazy gains when it comes to Bitcoin, so you shouldn't expect that. Well, you shouldn't expect any gains because crypto is risky, but Bitcoin is definitely a stable horse here, and it's definitely looking interesting. Now, Ethereum is also looking very interesting because of the L2 ecosystem we're going to talk next, but this is also the reason for Bitcoin to look interesting. So as I've mentioned before, stacks for Bitcoin, and then we have, or maybe I'm just going to write it like that, Bitcoin L2, and then Ethereum L2 is a massive. There's like a massive number of different coins in the L2 category. So even off the top of my head, you can have like Avalanche, Optimism, Base, Arbitrum, and this is the previous generation. And basically you have things like I'm going to mention them in a moment. But going back to the L1s, what's making Ethereum really interesting is the entire ecosystem of different L2s. So even though Ethereum is pretty expensive when it comes to fees because you pay quite a lot for even transferring, you have the entire ecosystem of different L2s, and that's what's making it interesting. And I think a lot of different actions like meme coins, because you still have meme coins in Ethereum, that will slowly shift to different L2s. So you'll have different meme coins on L2s. We're already seeing that with Avalanche. We're already seeing that with Arbitrum, Optimism, and probably with other chains as well, other L2s. So this is interesting. On the other hand, Solana has a really strong thesis here because Solana is cheap and fast. You don't need an L2. You also, if you use Phantom Wallet is super easy to use. So it's really nice and fun to have it. And especially if you go from Ethereum to Solana, it's really a blast. So this is really interesting here. So that's why those three coins make sense. On the other hand, there will be, of course, new blockchains because, for example, you want to have application-specific blockchains, you want to have AI chains, you want to have real-world asset chains, and I expect more. And this is where Cosmos comes into play. And I think this is a huge thesis for Cosmos and the entire ecosystem for chains being built using Cosmos technology, and then also being cheap and fast when it comes to different fees and different transactions, but also giving you the entire connectivity with other chains within the Cosmos ecosystem. So this is a huge thesis for Cosmos. And then we get modularity, the new concept that's coming into L1s, which is also very interesting. Finally, we have those four coins, Injective, Sei, Torchain, Kuji, which are here for different reasons. Basically, Injective, Rune, and Rune, Kuji are for financial. Sei is another generation of L1s. Injective, Rune, Kuji are very finance specific, and also worth mentioning are these Aptos, SV and Phantom. These are the chains that are being constructed with general goals in mind. Well, maybe Phantom is more on the DeFi side as well, but Aptos and SV are basically using new smart contract language to make everything more optimized and faster. So this is it when it comes to L1 coins. Then we have L2 coins. So first of all, we have for Bitcoin, we have L2. We're going to go with that. So if you look at the stacks, stacks currently had pretty nice growth. Well, apart from the recent days when it really fell off, but basically it was trading below $1 for quite some time. And if you look at the price, it went basically to $2 and then fallen to 1.5. It has currently market cap of $2.1 billion. So as for the L2, this is pretty standard market cap. I'm going to mention that. And then we have this new generation of Ethereum L2s. So let's have a look at the entire category. We can have a look at the categories here. So we're going to have a look at layer 2 category to have a look. So still we have Polygon leading the way. Polygon was basically this fast, large layer 2 to Ethereum, but currently more and more people are going out of Polygon to other chains. So for example, Optimism, Arbitrum. I also have to mention this Metis here is getting super popular. So upcoming or maybe trending is Metis. So the funny fact is that Vitalik's mother is actually one of the advisors for the project, one of the co-founders. So it's getting a lot of steam. Immutable X is also mentioned often in the context of gaming here. This is for the Ethereum L2, and this is worth having a look at. And then there are the new stuff being Mantle. So Mantle is just launched. They just announced an airdrop, so you might check it whether you're qualified or not. But they had just an airdrop, so that's worth looking. Of course, there's a plethora of projects that are to some extent either doing an airdrop that I have mentioned in one of my posts. So we're going to have a look at that maybe in a moment. Let's have a look at some of the airdrops I've mentioned, because in the recent tweet I did here, you can see the tokenless protocols with potential crypto airdrops, and most of them are actually L2. So for example, if I were to look at different airdrops that might happen soon, then this is definitely Linea, ZK Sync, Layer 0, Starknet, Scroll is a big thing, Eigenlayer as well. So those 5 are L2s to Ethereum one way or another, and they might have a token pretty soon. They do not have a token right now, but they already have a mainnet. Most of them have a mainnet that you can use and interact with those chains. So this is worth having a look at, and maybe I'm going to note that tokenless L2s. I'm going to have a look. If you want, then I'm going to note that here. So this is for the L2s, and again, the value proposition for L2 is that Ethereum is expensive, also Bitcoin is expensive. We need to have another layer so that everything is cheap and easy to use. Now let's go back to other category. Then we have RWA and DEPIN. So this is a new category. Both are actually new categories. Maybe I just note it like that. So decentralized infrastructure and real world assets. So this is a pretty big category. We're going to have or maybe we already go to RWAs. As you can see, and then also I'm going to show you here for the RWAs what I had before to basically comment on that. So the real world assets category is basically an emerging category where people try to tokenize different stuff. This goes well with the Bitcoin ETF narrative, because also if you look at people from BlackRock, they're already mentioning that, for example, tokenizing stocks will be a big thing, but you can tokenize also real estate, you can tokenize collectibles like, for example, Pokemon cards, and tokenize art. There are different ways to tokenize, there are different objects that you can tokenize, and it makes sense because it makes everything much more liquid. Now, very interesting stuff here is happening with Canto. So Canto is basically a blockchain that came from Cosmos Hub, but basically they are slowly shifting to being focused on RWA. You can see that the market cap is at $160 million currently. They keep oscillating about this range, so we're going to see how it goes, but basically we're going to mention that here. So those are the tokens. Of course, those are the smaller tokens, because you also have, I wouldn't for example put Pendle in this category, but Ondo, Centrifuge, Credit Coin, they're all trying to tokenize some real world assets as well. So this is the tokens that I would also look at. So apart from those one, you have Ondo, Centrifuge, CFG, and you have also CTC for the top coins. Now, for the smaller coins, I also wanted to mention Soil. This is a project from some of my friends, so of course I'm a little bit biased. As you can see, they are currently sitting at $3 million market cap. Fully diluted market valuation is 61 million, which means that of course there are many different investors that the vesting process is going on. But what they want to basically build is they want to provide loans to real world businesses, and this way you can get a bigger yield. So this is really interesting and needed, and this serves as a ramp between real world and crypto world. Another on the list is TokenFi, which is also trying to tokenize everything. They are also a smaller project with the market cap being 28 million and fully diluted being 250 million dollar market cap, and they are oscillating around this range as well. So those are the RWA coins. Now for the dipping category, I'm going to give you also another text that I have on my blog post. We're going to go after that, but also what I will mention is a text by Ardizor, the tweet by Ardizor, which is, I really recommend following him on Twitter. He has a lot of different tweets where he compares different categories, gives different coins, and in this tweet he's actually talking about different narratives, and this is actually, he's talking a lot about RWA and DEPIN as well. So it's definitely worth mentioning. Here's, for example, Akash network in this category. I wouldn't put that in here, but for example, Filecoin, Helium is definitely here, Arweave is here. So we're going to have a look at this category and put it here. So definitely Filecoin, though it probably can go also to infrastructure because this is for storage. So maybe I'm going to put it like that. Helium is definitely here. We're going to do like that. So first of all, let's find DPIN here somewhere. Oh yeah. So we have top 8 DEPIN crypto. So DEPIN is actually about physical infrastructure. So that's why Filecoin is, well, it's to a certain extent it is physical because you need physical servers to store everything, but it's more about the real products that you really can have in hand. And there are a couple of interesting projects here. So first of all, you have Helium, which is this is a decentralized blockchain for IoT, for Internet of Things, for different devices. You have Hivemapper, which is Honey, and this is really cool stuff because this really shows the power of crypto and how people can do different stuff. So basically, Hivemapper gives you a camera that you can use to scan your surroundings, and you can drive around, make the money. So, as for example, if you're a taxi driver, Uber driver, you can easily add additional income to what you're doing because you connect the app, you just buy the camera, and they pay you in Honey, in the cryptocurrency. So this is cool stuff. Also, what we have here is Grass. So Grass allows you to get passive income through points, and the idea here is that you will share your bandwidth, your internet for others to use. So this is cool stuff because, again, this is a little bit like sharing economy, and for now, I don't think they have the token out yet. You just collect the points and they will be redeemable for some form of payment later on. But the idea here is that you have those different coins, you have those different Wi-Fi points, and you can connect to them, and you're into this big Grass community, and you can access to Wi-Fi for free once, or at least for very cheap. And this is how normal people can use it. But also, if you just share your bandwidth, you can make money. You can make basically Grass tokens on the site. So that's not all. You have different storage projects here, as for example, IOTEX, Kucoin, Holo for hosting applications. So all those are super interesting here. Also Pocket, I should mention that as well. So going back to our Deezer post here, we have Arweave as well. So Arweave is basically decentralized storage. I probably will mention that in the, let me just go into, I will do different stuff because I think it's more like infrastructure. And infrastructure will get bigger and bigger because the reason here is that of course crypto is getting bigger and you need to have better infrastructure to host everything, to store assets, from smart contracts to images because basically you need to have NFTs to have other stuff as well. So this is super interesting and this category will be growing. But going to depth in, those three are probably my favorites: Helium, Hivemapper, Grass. Those are the projects that I'll be looking at, and especially Grass. And again, they do not have a token yet, which might be pretty interesting. They have a point system if you share it, so worth having a look. You have Akash Network here as well in this post by Ardizor. IOTEX I've mentioned. You have Streamer for streaming decentralized data broadcasting. And you have Aleph for open source cross-chain decentralized cloud. Now, you have also the RWA category. So Centrifuge, we're already mentioning that. So this is on-chain finance. Maple Finance, they're all doing pretty much similar stuff, meaning they try to give some kind of a lending to real world businesses. But also we have MakerDAO here, which is interesting because they are the builders of DAI. They have a token, the governance token is called Maker. I think they plan to do some kind of an airdrop, or maybe they plan to do actually a split, because right now the token is around $2,000 and it doesn't look good with retail. They prefer for people to have a token at, I don't know, $1 or $0.1, so that there's this incentive. You can, buy more rather than buy like a half a token and already spent $1,000. There are different. You can see that for our Deezer, in this category, you have different financial projects like Goldfinch also. Which is also decentralizing credit protocol, and this is what I mentioned with Soil basically here. So you have Soil, Canto, Token File, and then the top three by the market cap being Onto, CFG, and CTC. So this is it for the deepin category and RWA, and I'm going to go into AI plus bots. So this category is super interesting because, of course, my background is in AI and I'm looking really forward to the technology. But so top 5, let's say, by the market cap, or maybe, we're going to have a look at that category. Of course, currently the top is definitely Tao, but Render is also high, and Fetch. So this is definitely the top 3. No questions asked. But smaller project is definitely Imagine AI. This is what I've mentioned already. So going back to the top crypto that we had, you had this list of top AI projects. So as you can see, this is the category. So by the market cap we'll have BitTensor, Fetch, and Render, but there's different runners up. So I would definitely put those coins, SingularityNet, Akash, and Pal AI, in the category of upcoming. I think also that Pal is definitely higher right now than 100 million. Let's see how it's performing. It's still okay. It's actually a little bit lower, but generally speaking, it's around the same price point. So we're going to mention that as well. So SingularityNet, Akash, and Pal AI. So that's basically top 6. And then for the smaller, you have Imagine AI. So again, I think this is really top 6 AI coins. smaller. You have many runner-ups in the smaller AI coins. Of course, apart from Imagine AI, there are many people building, for example, different kind of memes, or for example, there are the entire engines for meme coins, for example, that comment on Twitter, or there, for example, one of the projects is doing AstroPepeX. I think it's doing the thing that you can automatically deploy your own coin on Solana just by clicking, and everything is generated with ChatGPT, where you actually have, for example, the name, the ticker, the supply, also the image, the metadata for the coin, also generated by AstroPepeX. So this is interesting. I'm not putting that here. This is probably more in the meme coin category, but nevertheless, if they keep on pushing, if the teams keep on adding different stuff, I think there's a huge potential. And I'm really excited about this category, because in this category you should have more applications that are using ChatGPT in a smart way. So right now ChatGPT allows you basically to basically, I maybe noted you should have more ChatGPT powered applications. So basically in this category you should have more ChatGPT powered applications. You don't see that much yet. I've mentioned AstroPepeX. You also have a couple of Twitter bots that are replying or summarizing different texts. But this is the tip of an iceberg. I imagine, for example, that you would have smarter applications that are, for example, taking financial data and giving you, for example, the list of the trending coins, or trying to summarize what's the current narrative, like, you know, and there's the coin behind it, because this is the way to actually also make money. So first of all, you get the attention by providing utility in the form of information. This information is coming from ChatGPT. You get the money this way. You, for example, can have people to pay in your token, and then you can burn this token to increase the value, or, for example, pay also for ChatGPT services, because you will need to have access to ChatGPT API in the end. But there's definitely a lot of things coming on the application side, and I think we haven't seen anything yet. Also, on the fundamental side, on the models, there are many currently AI models, especially LLMs, large language models being trained, that you can access for free. So ChatGPT is not, of course, and GPT-4 is not the only model. It's the best one currently. But you have, for example, Mistral, which came out recently from the European team, which is pretty big and great. You have things like Stable Beluga. You have other models that are being trained and you can use for free if you have enough of the infrastructure. So having said that, if you're working on a project like that, if you're working on a, for example, ChatGPT powered application, hit me up on Twitter, because this is something I'm interested in. I can help you probably also technically, advising you on what you can do, and also, of course, I can mention you on my YouTube channel or on Twitter, providing you also marketing services this way. This is what I'm interested in. This is probably the most interesting category for me here. And this is not only about AI, it's also about automation in general, because you have bots. You already have bots, for example, on Telegram, which is a huge thing. So you have Unibot, you have, let me mention just top 3 here: Unibot, Bonkbot, and Lootbot. Airdrop, farming, you have trading and trading. So the general category of automation, I think this will be the biggest thing, and really haven't seen anything. So BitTensor or Tau is doing interesting stuff. They try to decentralize computations. Render is doing the same. You can basically also rent GPU to provide you computing power. Fetch is doing something similar. SingularityNet is on the other side, trying to provide the ecosystem with grants, which is great. Akash and Paul are doing also similar stuff with trying to give you computing power to decentralized computations, which is really great. Paul AI is also having, I think, their own LLM, so their own large language model. But I think the really interesting stuff is about the applications. This is, for example, where Imagine AI is coming, and I think we're going to have more applications like that. We really haven't seen anything, and it's not even about the bull market. I think this category is independent of the bull market, because once people start seeing interesting applications, this might be entirely apart from the crypto, because you will just have interesting automations within the community. Now, this is where also bots on Telegram are coming, because this is such a primary fundamental function that a lot of people are, of course, on Telegram or on Discord. And if you can trade easily on Telegram, it changes quite a lot. So I've tested basically all the bots that are coming to the market. Currently, the top three are definitely Unibot, Bongbot, and Lootbot. Unibot being the best trading bot. You have to, you of course, pay more. Bongbot is free, but they're having the most of the features, and you can trade both on Ethereum as well as on Solana recently, and the Solana is doing the most volume. So it's the simplest to use. You can just log in and start using that. Pretty much, I think on Solana it's still for free, and it's really, really easy to use. You just put the buy order, you just put the number, you just put what token you want to buy, click on buy, and that's it. Everything from Telegram. You don't really have to remember the every detail. You don't have to remember the contract. Of course, you can find it, but if you don't remember that, you can just give the ticker, the token will appear. You just have to confirm this is the token you want to buy or sell, and that's it. So this is super cool. The Bongbot works the same. Now, and Lootbot is interesting in other sense, because it's automating airdrop farming. So if you're trying to get different airdrops, you know that there are different manual tasks you have to do. And for example, bridging, swapping, staking, unstaking, lending, borrowing, and so on. And that means there's a lot of manual actions. If you especially want to do that on multiple wallets, if you want to do that on multiple chains, there's a lot of manual work. And Lootbot is automating that for you. Again, you have to pay a little if you want to have the best experience, but I think it's definitely worth it if you're an airdrop farmer. There's also a free version if you want to just test it. Interesting stuff here is, of course, that there are different coins behind all those projects. For Unibot, it's Unibot on Ethereum. Of course, they are I think they are like 50% off from the ATH, from the highest price. For Bongbot, that was made by the Bong community. So you have Bong meme coin here that you can use. And they also burning Bong as you use the bot. This is coming in the fees, because Bongbot is free, but you pay a small fee once you do the trade. Now, for Lootbot, you have the token called Loot, but they also have a token called Whales. So Loot is on Ethereum, Whales is on Solana, because there's another market for where you can actually sell your, for example, points for different airdrops, as well as sell different stuff that's not yet on the market. They try to create this OTC market also for basically everything, and it's propered by Whales. It's being done on Solana. Super interesting stuff. Again, AI plus bots is, I think, my favorite category. I'm looking a lot for that. And I think this is the most underdeveloped category as well. We're going to see a lot of changes very soon here, and I think a lot of new entrants as well. So again, if you have a project in this category, hit me up. I'm going to try to help you one way or another. I'm always interested in this kind of category. Now, let's get to the next category right now with DeFi 2.0. DeFi 2.0, or maybe DeFi even 3.0, depending on like what you're looking at. There are different new generation of DEXs. This is definitely very, very interesting. So I'm going to head to, first of all, top 3 new DEXs. I know from the top of my head what those are, but I'm going to old, but they are not really, I mean, maybe classic DEX, but they are still pretty modern. Of course, they just have like a couple of years, which is much smaller than, of course, the other 3 that I've mentioned. So we're going into the decentralized finance. So if we're going into that, then we basically have to go into DeFi Llama and connect there. So we're going to go into volumes and we're going to go into derivatives. And here in this category, you're going to see basically those 5 exchanges I've just mentioned. So this is by volume, by the projects that do the most volume. You can see that basically the top 5 is pretty much doing the same volume. GMX is doing that in the 24 hours, almost $300 million volume. Vertex did $300 million volume. DYDX did 450, $500 million did RabbitX, and 500 basically did Hyperliquid. So this basically covers what I've mentioned here in DeFi 2.0 plus DEXs. So we have this new generation of DEXs, and there are 3 new ones and the 2 classic ones. 5 DEXs in general. I think this will be a great battle altogether. So basically, especially in the previous bull market, GMX was on top. Once especially Arbitrum launched, a lot of people were farming for Arbitrum airdrop by doing swaps on GMX, and by trading on GMX. There were different incentives, different vaults that you could use. I think we're going to see exactly the same thing, and we're already seeing that. I think to some extent, Vertex is already doing some kind of incentivized trading. So if you trade on Vertex, you get additional points. RabbitX is going into that direction as well. I haven't yet used Hyperliquid. I'm going to test that soon and do a separate video about it. So far, I'm a super huge fan of RabbitX. What they're doing is basically they're super open to the community. They're also adding new coins. And there's going to be a great battle among those 3 DEXs. The entire premise of the new generation of DEXs is that you want to have on-chain everything that you have off-chain with centralized exchanges. So you want to have order books, you want to have staking, votes, additional strategies that you can simply implement by doing everything, and you want to have that on chain. Which the additional plus here is that if you keep on adding quickly new coins, this will be much better than, for example, Binance, OKX, Maxi, and so on, because you will have many more coins than on those exchanges. This is the premise of DEXs, and I'm really looking forward to the war happening here. So RabbitX already has a token, Vertex has a token. I think Hyperliquid do not have a token yet, or at least I haven't seen it. This will be interesting to check also, because if they don't have a token, then they might have an airdrop, which is pretty interesting. Again, I'll be doing a separate video about Hyperliquid. I already have a separate video about RabbitX and Vertex, and of course I have a video about GMX and DYDX from the past months. This is super interesting stuff. Now, let's have a look at what R0 is writing about DeFi 3.0, because it's 3.0 for him here. He's basically writing about the older projects here. He of course mentions GMX. He has Radium here, which is an interesting choice. This is also worth mentioning because Radium is of course the top exchange for other projects. Top exchange for currently for Solana, but I should mention that this is Jupiter, Jup incoming. So you have Radium and Jupiter. Those are the 2 main exchanges. Jupiter is actually a DEX aggregator on Solana, and there will be an airdrop for Jup. And this should be happening actually right now around January. Huge stuff. This will be a huge stimulus, huge boost to, of course, meme coin, different meme coins on Solana. So this is also coming as well into this category. You have also different legacy projects, I would call them. So things that are already here for quite some time, but are doing pretty well. Like, of course, Aave, Uniswap are of course the top one. They are the fundamentals of what's happening on Ethereum, but also other L2s. So they're not going anywhere, I think. And those two projects are definitely at the top. Also, I wanted to have a look at different categories, and we're going to go into decentralized finance to have a look at what's in the top here when it comes to finance. Now, we're going also to have things like staking. So we have Lido, of course, which is the top liquid staking. So for example, staking, we have Lido, which also has a governance tokens. We have Pendle, which allows you to buy cheaper different coins with over time, which is also very interesting and did quite a run. I had a separate video about Pendle already. So those are definitely interesting projects to have a look at. But this is not everything. So in this category, you also have synthetics. They are propelling a lot of different derivatives on chain. So definitely worth having a look at. They're more on the infrastructure side of DeFi. So I wanted to shout out to them. Going to Ardizor, I don't think like other coins here make sense. Probably we're going to talk about Pive Network in a separate category when it comes to oracles. Thorchain, we're having that in L1 category, and we had also Frax Finance. So Frax Finance, probably I should mention that they're doing also a stable coin. Now, let's have a look at DeFi Llama as well, because they are pretty good when it comes to the overview and what's happening. And we can also have a look at top protocols. So if you look at the protocols at DeFi Llama, then basically you will have those different categories, and they are here by, for example, by chain. So what's interesting here is that, for example, you have services, you have lending, you have CDP being collateralized lending, and you have liquid staking. You can definitely go through the entire thing here, have a look at different protocols. As you can see, especially with just launched protocols like Mantle, you don't really have all the categories here, but this is a good place to have a look at different DeFi protocols as well. Definitely worth having a look here. Now, if I were to come back to my article I did previously, there are also a couple of other projects I wanted to mention. So Osmo is another chain I should mention here, another project on Solana that's worth mentioning here. Sorry, it's not on Solana. It's actually related to the Atom ecosystem. I think you can stake there. I remember they have a separate chain actually, and they're probably in the Atom ecosystem. Let me go back to the thing. Yeah, the decentralized exchange for Cosmos, and you can easily jump between different blockchains, different stuff. Synthetics is here. Lyra is interesting, and I also did the YDX GMX here in this list. Okay, this should be fine for the DeFi 2.0 category. Now we're going to go with other categories as well. So we basically did those 5 categories. We're going to talk briefly about NFTs and memes. Memes were in a previous stream, so maybe I should go back to the meme coins. First, meme coins were really, I think they are really driving a lot of volume right now, especially on chain, and they should drive even more because people are looking for easy to understand narratives. And if meme coins are based on memes that are related to, I don't know, rappers, animals, for example, pets of founders of particular blockchains, or they're just funny like Pepe, or here you have, for example, things like wife-changing money. So they're trying to capture the zeitgeist, they're trying to capture whatever is funny currently on Twitter and give you a narrative around that. And I think this is really interesting, and this should drive even more people to crypto. I don't think there's nothing wrong. There's definitely nothing wrong with meme coins. They are pure engines of speculation, and you should look at them like that. There's no fundamental value, and I think that's beautiful about them. And this is the way to approach them. So you should definitely look at different meme coins, especially if you're looking for the biggest gains, because the biggest gains you can get in meme coins, but of course you can lose the most a lot. A lot of those coins can be rug pulls. They can go to zero quite quickly. Basically, you don't know most of the time who are the developers behind those projects, so you can't really expect a lot of things. It's a totally different stuff than, for example, going after L1 blockchain that's been being built for like a couple of years, and they're trying to do very interesting technological stuff. Here, it's all about the memes. And it makes sense. It's really something that can easily trend on Twitter, on YouTube, on other social media, and people should really get used to that. I think meme coins are a great category. In the similar category are NFTs. So I haven't mentioned that before in the meme coins setting, but when it comes to NFTs, I think I just want to discuss the trends. Of course, this is the game yet to be played, but basically there are three categories: Solana NFTs, Bitcoin ordinals, and Ethereum NFTs. And we're going to see that probably playing out in this year. You have Tensor, you have Magic Eden. Here I think you have also Magic Eden, but also there are a couple of other stuff. And here you have OpenSea among others, but this is not all. Now, maybe I should also mention, when I've just reminded myself you have Blur, but probably you should mention here that you also will have Blast here when it comes to L2 coins, and Blast is being built by Blur. They really do gamification pretty nice. There's a huge TVL of people sending ETH for additional yield. That should unlock itself, I think, March or May. And so this will be an L2 coin as well. But going back to NFTs, this is also interesting because especially with Tensor doing the same stuff as Blur here, and probably Magic Eden is coming also into display. We're seeing that there are different incentives for people to trade NFTs. You get different points, and those were, for example, airdrops from Blur, especially the first one was super big. A lot of people were making money on that. Second season, probably not so much. The third season, I think, is ongoing. Tensor on Solana is doing pretty much the same stuff with different points. So that's pretty cool. And the cool stuff here is that I think a lot of NFT market is going to go up only in the when the full bull market returns. So as you remember from 2021, I think 2021 started very smoothly, and then everything went crazy, I think around May or August, once you had already run up with Ethereum and you had the infrastructure being built out. And that was the moment when the top collections like Bored Ape Yacht Club came, Pudgy Penguins, I think, which are trending, and like they're already, so definitely worth mentioning is Pudgy Penguins here, which came to 20 ETH floor price, and they basically going after Bored Ape Yacht Club, and they're closer than not. So it might turn out that within this year, Pudgy Penguins will be the top collection of Ethereum. If you remember, at the top, Pudgy Penguin, Bored Ape Yacht Club was, I think, over 100 ETH altogether. Together with CryptoPunks, that was the top collection. CryptoPunks are also closer to, I think, 100 ETH. I don't remember exactly the floor price at the top, but basically that was it. And that's very interesting. I think we're still going to see this more expensive NFTs on Ethereum because that's the OG chain for smart contracts. But we're definitely going to see a lot of interesting collections on Solana. We're already seeing some of the actions with the recent plays. I think Crypto Undeads, that's the name of the trending collection. And there are a couple of other trending collections on Solana as well. And there are different projects that are doing collections. So, for example, you have a meme coin called Swag. They're doing Swag NFT collections generated by AI. So, you know, there's this kind of play where they're trying to do different interesting stuff, and they're playing around. This the kind of AI application also I'm looking into. They're doing very interesting stuff this way. And I think we're going to see more and more projects like that. Solana will become this chain where you can buy NFTs for cheap in the beginning because, again, you have so low fees that basically you can ignore them. On the other hand, very interesting stuff probably will happen with Bitcoin ordinals. This might be the super luxury chain where, because not only the NFTs will be expensive, you also have to pay a lot in fees. So it wouldn't really make sense for you to buy a $10 NFT, a $10 ordinal on Bitcoin. But you're probably going to pay thousands and thousands of dollars for the initial ordinals. There will be more coming along the way, but the first, I don't know, 100,000 or the first 1 million ordinals will also hold a special place, and people probably will trade them just like they try to trade historical NFTs on Ethereum. On the other hand, we're still looking into new PFP collections, so profile pics. I think the last large NFT collection, profile picture collection, was Azuki, and that was the beginning of 2022. We haven't seen anything of this scale since then, and it's still yet to come, whether that be Solana, Bitcoin, or Ethereum. Something should come, but probably we should wait until the full bull market, because this is the moment where people will try to trend more. I think maybe the last bigger, or the collection that got a lot of attention, was Nakamigos, but still the floor price for Nakamigos is pretty low compared to other top NFT collections. Of course, that doesn't mean anything, but we're still in this pre-bull market scenario, especially when it comes to NFTs. Now, there's probably a lot of things happening also in the infrastructure side. I should definitely mention Wasabi protocol. So Wasabi is NFT options. For example, you can long or short NFTs, NFT collections. So for example, you don't have to buy entire Pudgy Penguin. You can, if you believe that Pudgy Penguins will go up, you can simply short on Wasabi. This is pretty cool stuff. And there are a lot of stuff that allows you to basically give your NFT as a collateral and lend money against it. So lending against NFTs is also huge. So this is the entire NFT Fi trend, and you have a project called NFT Fi, but also there's Arcade XYZ, a couple of others that, so for example, Bend Down, Arcade are probably on the top of my head here when it comes to lending. Super interesting trend as well, because this makes especially those luxury NFTs more liquid. You can easily use them to get more liquidity, and for example, take USDC and buy some other meme coins along the way, or some other NFTs if you want to, with the same money. Okay, so this is for the NFT. Memes were also discussed. Now, social gaming infrastructure. Already I started a little bit with Filecoin and Arweave. I want to, maybe I go with the infrastructure first, because this is Filecoin and Arweave is done, and basically we have Chainlink and Pive network. So those are the projects I want to mention here. So oracles, what oracles are in general, this is the category of infrastructure where you actually get the data from the real world, like weather or stock prices, directly on chain. And Chainlink is this, for example, trusted source, that the oracle is this trusted source that gives you this data to the particular smart contract. This is important, especially, for example, in things like Aave or other lending protocols, because you want to have current prices of coins, so that you know when someone's position has to be liquidated because the price went down too much. That's why it's important here. And so basically the Chainlink is the leader here in this category, but also you have a new entrant here at Pive Network. This is definitely a much smaller coin. They did an airdrop. If you were, I think, using different bridges, you probably could qualify for that. I was doing a video about it as well. As you can see, the market cap currently is $500 million, which might be substantial, but if you think about it, there's still a probably run up if they manage to build much more. Again, not a financial advice, do your own research. I really like Pive and holding some in my wallet as well. So Pive Network is trying to take upon this Chainlink dominance, and they're building on Solana, which means that they have access to lower fees as well. But of course, this is all about connecting real world with crypto, and definitely a very interesting category. Now, going back, we're going after social. So with social, of course, what you have coming first to your mind, or at least my mind, is FriendTech. And FriendTech, so this is what we're going to do after, FriendTech plus clones, because there were different clones, but basically FriendTech is buy shares in your friends, and this allows you to basically talk with those friends on different groups. And there's different incentives, but basically the way you can think about it, it's like different Telegram channels, but in order to join a Telegram channel, you have to buy a share or like a small NFT in this Telegram channel. So it's all working pretty nice. It was pretty cool stuff. I think they do much less volume right now than they did. I think maybe we can go to Dune to see what are the stats. If you don't know Dune, then I really recommend that. This is for different dashboards. So yeah, there's Crypto Choreo is one of the top people here on Dune doing different stats. We can see how many people are using FriendTech, and you can see that the top of FriendTech was September, and before that August, and basically the interest faded away here, and there are not really many people here in January doing anything here. So all of the stuff was done in the previous year, but what's really interesting is this general idea that you can do stuff socially with crypto. I think one of the contender here, which is very interesting, is of course Farcaster and the entire maybe plus Lens. This is one of the top. I know it mostly from the people that are using those religiously and are posting more on Farcaster and Lens than they do on Twitter. We don't see much those people on Twitter. Let me see whether I can find some stat for Farcaster, for example, to see the account statistics. Yeah, so Farcaster is a protocol for decentralized social apps. You have 60,000 users. You can see how many they are posting per day, different stats, and you can see that they have a steady growth. They do not have this pumps like FriendTech did, that they get super popular and then go down. They more have like a steady growth going up. Trailing average is really looking nice. There were some kind of a storage rental, I think, going up here, but basically steady growth. You can see what people are posting, and Farcaster is definitely on top here. So if you're thinking about Web3 socials, this is the place to go. Let's have a look at our Deezer. I think he mentioned also, he should be mentioning, I think, SocialFi somewhere here as well. And let's have a look at the coins that he's mentioning. So I probably don't know, actually, maybe I know Theta. This is for blockchain for video. He's also mentioning Chili Tweet, so new social network for watching short videos. So the interesting stuff is, of course, with this entire movement is that you can get paid to watch different stuff or get paid to tweet. This is something that Twitter, where Twitter is going to, because of course with currently you can monetize views on Twitter, but still very small amount, and you really not get paid much. On YouTube, you're getting paid much better, but still, it's a small fraction of what really should be paid based on the number of views you generate. And the idea behind those networks is that you won't be, you really be paid in full, and people will own those platforms. So that's really, really interesting and compelling in this case. But I think Farcaster Lens are probably still the best thing you can do here. Rally Protocol, as you can see, I really don't know. Almost apart from Theta, I haven't heard about any of those, but definitely worth having a look at them here in the SocialFi. I think if we go to the categories here, we should be able to find the social category and have a look here as well. As you can see, this is not a big category, so I don't think, yeah, you have the category of SocialFi. And basically those are the projects that mentioned by our Deezer here are the projects from the top. You have Galx. Okay, so I know Galx, they doing different competitions in Web3. This is like semi-social. This is not a social network, but this is definitely a social platform. So there are definitely contenders in this category, even pretty big one, because Theta has around $1 billion market cap, but this is definitely a beginning phase. It's hard to build a social network that's working. You have to do many things outside of crypto that needs to be, and it's very hard if you add on top of that crypto. So we're definitely going to see more contenders. I think FriendTech was the best entrant here. It worked for quite some time, for a couple of months, and now people lost a little bit of interest, but basically it really did pretty well. And my idea here is that we're going to see more SocialFi contenders in one form or another. Plus we're going to see bigger things like first of all Twitter, X doing something, plus Reddit is already doing different points. They have those moon coins, they have NFTs, so they're really doing a lot for adoption of people, and SocialFi should work this way. Finally, let's go to the last category we have here, which is gaming. So for gaming, I'm generally speaking huge fan of gaming in general, so playing on PlayStation or Xbox, but I don't think we're there yet with gaming, and we shouldn't really count on any AAA games not coming yet. Maybe, unless I think there are three contenders maybe for free for AAA games. First of all, Yuga Labs, so creator of Bored Ape Yacht Club, they creating a game for already a couple of years, 2 years, and they have massive budget, so that might help. Another is Illuvium, which is building a very advanced game, and another thing is Treeverse from Loopify. So you can find Loopify on Twitter. We're going to do that in a moment as well. So we're going to go after Loop. I think if we scroll down, we should be able to see some of the gameplay for Treeverse, or maybe we just go directly to Treeverse. Maybe this, yeah, I think this might be it. So you should be able to see the trailer already. So as you can see, this is it. They already have some kind of a trailer that was from 2022. They keep on building, and there's a lot to be built. Like having a game that's really great quality that people can play online, for example, with each other, is really hard to do. So I wouldn't count on having a lot of AAA games here, but Treeverse being built. Illuvium is another one, which is a massive RPG game, and of course Yuga Labs, which is building another metaverse kind of game. However, there are different smaller games that are coming, from like smaller FPS to like smaller arcade games that are definitely coming, and I had a list of different trailers of different projects here in this top crypto category. So let's have a look at them, because there are different projects. So again, top gaming projects. Gaming is definitely a hard to do thing because gamers are demanding. However, you have a lot of different indie games that are grabbing attention, and often you don't have to have a lot to interest people in terms of at least graphic design. It's all about the gameplay. It's all about the juice that people are coming towards. So Illuvium is doing the massive game. Also in this category, Immutable X and Ronin is worth mentioning. Immutable X is being a blockchain that is focusing on games. Ronin is a blockchain behind Axie Infinity. But then you have different kind of launchpads for games, like Super Farm coming from Super. So that's pretty cool thing. Atlas, CDFI, S-Fund, that's a big thing here. You have also Beam, Prime, Xi, those are all gaming platforms. This is not everything. I think if you let me have a look at whether these are also written about gaming. GameFi should be here. Yeah. So he also has like Beam, Immutable X, Gala Games, of course. Gala is also a producer of different games. They have Gala Token Engine is another launchpad. You have Magic for different games. But again, I think what we're going to see in this category is having smaller games with tokens. It's especially, for example, roguelikes are the kind of games that are easy, or RPGs are easy to have, for example, NFT assets within the game, or some kind of a currency that you can buy. So if you, for example, can imagine Diablo being, of course, Diablo is an AAA game, especially Diablo 4, that took years and a lot of development, but you can imagine like much simpler games in this category that has similar mechanics and allow people to also have in-game currency. And this is what I would be looking for here. And if I were a game developer, I would really seriously think about how to implement crypto components, be that in the form of NFT assets or as some kind of a cryptocurrency within the game, a token that you can basically buy and sell, but also change that into those NFT assets within the game. So we're going to see those three, definitely for sure. And there are a couple of other projects that are probably coming along the way, but doing really top games really takes a lot of time, a lot of testing. So maybe we still have to wait another cycle, and for example in 2028 or 29 we're going to see really proper crypto AAA games that really might be coming for 2020, 2030, 2029 rather than 2024-25, because that might be still too soon. Unless, of course, we're going to see more from Yuga Labs, Illuvium, and Treeverse. I would count on those. Let's see what happens here. I'm a huge fan of gaming, so this is also a matter of time. Another thing here that might happen is that one of the top publishers, like, I don't know, Square Enix, Ubisoft, Activision, they will decide to actually implement some kind of a crypto components, and I would more count on that, and that on someone coming from the crypto world and creating a great game with the crypto component, because creating games is hard. Just like creating immersive movies, so it makes more sense for people to come from the gaming direction rather than from crypto direction, and adding crypto component to that in the end, rather than starting with the crypto component or tokenomics or thinking about NFT assets and then building a game around it. Just much easier to have a game first and then add a component. So what I would be looking for is those different news, and the companies I've mentioned like Ubisoft, Square Enix, they all thinking all about them. They're already thinking about adding those crypto components. They're all thinking about the kind of different monetization things. So we're going to see how it goes. So this is basically it for the 2024. I basically went through everything I wanted to, all the stuff I thought. And I hope this was helpful for you. I really want to have this entire thing of what's happening in crypto, what kind of trends we can see also in 2024. This is the beginning of the year. This is still pre-bull market. We might see a bull market this year by the mid of the year, by the end of the year. We're going to see how it goes, because a lot of things depends on the macro component as well. But we have Bitcoin ETFs here. We have a lot of interest from institutions. So this is a huge macro boost. This should be, at least. If we're going to see rates being cut and the general economy going up, especially in the US or Asia, because those are the major markets, then we're definitely going to see a little bit of that overlap with crypto and crypto booming. We also might have micro bull markets within the crypto, so not the entire markets, but specific categories. And this might happen with, first of all, RWAs. This is a category which is independent. This is more on the real world asset category. So for example, if we connect real estate with crypto, that might happen. AI is definitely a separate category from the entire market and can boost and pump by itself, especially if we find nice AI applications. Finally, different actually decentralized exchanges, like I mentioned, RabbitX, Hyperliquid, and Hyperliquid. And Vertex, they are all to some extent separate from the market. Of course, the more market is alive, the more fees they generate, the better they can grow. But the crypto market is forever alive, and there are always fees to be made, so they will be fine. Finally, social and gaming. This is also independent. People, of course, there are less people in the bear market, so social is maybe not that immune to bear markets, but gaming is entirely immune, especially if you do great games, people will come and play. So this is what we're looking for. Crypto Trends 2024, of course, subscribe to the channel, have a look at the links as well. I provided, I think, my referral link to different exchanges as well as Unibot. You can start using Unibot with the link down below in the description. You can also start using Lootbot with the link provided down below in the description. This is a win-win scenario. I think I should add a link to RabbitX as well. And the video about Hyperliquid is coming. You can also check out the video about Vertex. So a lot of cool stuff is happening for 2024, also for this channel. So don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next video. Thank you for watching this. And yeah, I'm going to finish the stream right now.